Our final application for Grace Hopper is a really fun one. Squawk is kind of a hybrid of Cards Against Humanity and Whose Line Is It Anyway? It invites users to make their own soundtracks for video clips, and the results are often hilarious. I know I could not stop myself from laughing when play testing this, and I'm sure a lot of our users will feel the same way. So without further ado, here's Squawk.
Hi, I'm Katie Yang, and these are my teammates Mimi Scott and Rachel Arkebauer. Our project is Squawk, a multiplayer party game that's like Apples to Apples, but with voiced-over videos instead of cards. To build our game, we used Firebase's real-time database, cloud storage and functions, React, and various libraries, including an audio recording library that we customized ourselves. We decided to use Firebase instead of building a traditional backend when we realized that gameplay depended heavily upon our ability to respond quickly to changes in the game state. When we encountered situations in which we needed to manage backend functionality, we found a solution in Firebase Functions. We wrote our own method, and when we deployed to Firebase, Firebase Functions created a URL endpoint that would execute our code when it received HTTP requests. Using Firebase's adjustable backend enabled us to focus our undivided attention on game logic. Now Mimi will walk you through how we used Firebase to control player experience.
Thank you, Katie. In lieu of a library like Redux, Squawk is designed so that all of the users are subscribed to listen to changes in the game state in Firebase, which then causes React to conditionally render components. As you can see in this diagram, all of the component changes are based on a judge's actions, even though all of the players are interacting with the game at the same time. For example, when the judge sends a video from the waiting room, all of the players are sent to their game page where they now have access to the video and the ability to record over it. However, it's not until the judge receives the audio and picks a winner that everyone is sent to the winner page. One of the challenges that we faced in this project is that all calls to Firebase are asynchronous and assume a flat data structure. So anytime we wanted to add in a new action, we had to pull in data from multiple locations. For example, when we wanted the judge to pick a winner, we had to pull in the audio and video from Firebase storage, as well as user information from a particular game reference and a particular user reference. We then had to manipulate that data and send it back to Firebase. So we handled all of this asynchronicity by using carefully ordered promises. Once we overcame that challenge, all that was left to do was to sync up our audio and video, and Rachel will explain a little bit more about that. Rachel?
Thanks, Mimi. To tackle this challenge, we used a set interval function to give the player a 5-second countdown warning that recording was about to begin. Then, we used a simulated button click to our audio recording component that was timed to synchronize with the start of the video.js play method. On the simulated button click, audio is encoded as a wave, passed as a binary large object, affectionately known as a blob, and then encoded into MP3 using lame.js, an MP3 encoder we added on top of our original React audio recording component. We encoded the audio as MP3 in order to reduce the file size to allow for quicker uploading and downloading across Firebase. This gave us a fast-paced game flow. We hid our audio recorder component buttons with CSS, so the player wouldn't have to worry about timing the start and end for recording. Instead, we rendered a flashing red light to let her know that she was being recorded. Let's take a look at Squawk in action.
Hey, you, get over here. Nom, nom, nom. Ah, nom.
And an explosion.
Hey, you, get over here. Nom, nom, nom. Ah, nom.
Thank you for watching. Play Squawk live online, and check out our code on GitHub.
Well, if you want to vote for Squawk, like the post, like the pinned comment, that's an awesome idea. I think it's the first time I've seen that, like that Cards Against Humanity mixed with, I mean, it seems like that app seems like a meme factory, right? It's like, really cool idea.
Yeah. Even in the soundboard clips that I kept pushing upon them, there were there was like a meme-like effect that was happening. It was a
Okay.
lot of fun. Not only
I cannot wait to play some of these
Yeah,
games. After
yeah.
That's not. Wait,
just
wait,
make sure
where
you're
was it-
muted.
Where was the URL that they had for that?
I believe that is. Hey, Squawk members, want to shout out your URL real quick for those at home? We'll post it in the
We'll post
comments.
it. Okay,
Yeah,
Squawk.tech. All right, that was awesome. So sorry for not introducing you earlier, Dan. Dan is also one of the other instructors on the Grace Hopper program. That was a great set of projects. I think
Yeah.
wide variety, a lot of cool technology. I think there is a definite a preference for Firebase recently in these projects, and I think that's really cool. And even seeing things like Firebase functions, and one thing I saw in Squawk, they're doing lame encoding. Lame, the encoder was it doing browser side encoding there, or was that in the?
I believe so. Actually, I think they were streaming via blobs.
Okay.
All of their audiovisual assets. Yeah, I mean that was definitely one of the hairier technical problems that they had to wrestle with, but they managed to solve it quite early and just focus on the gameplay mechanics for most of their run. I mean, as an instructor, my job is so much easier when I have students who are ambitious and creative, and that's exactly what this cohort was.
Yeah.
So it's a real pleasure to teach and work with them.
All right, great, great job.
That's very cool. I think it's an example of how you just can't. Web development has changed so much, right? We've gone from like showing HTML pages to now doing all kinds of things. That server client, that line has become so blurred over the last couple of years, even.